Hello, class. We're back again today, and we're looking at the same target we had looked at yesterday. It's 5.NBT.3a. Here's what it is. I can read and write decimals to the thousandths place, THS, using base 10 numerals, number names, and expanded form. And our main concern today is number names, or what I call word form, same thing. Okay? Now, we're going to start out with this form to begin with, and we're going to transform this form into word form. And this form is a base 10 numeral, or what's also called standard form. Right? Now we have a number there, and I'm going to show you one of the most common mistakes that kids make when they're naming that number, when they're putting it in word form. If I ask someone to read that number in word form, sometimes, too often, I would get this answer. Mr. Calvert, I know the decimal, it says and. So Mr. Calvert, here it is. 0 and 68. 0 and 68. Not quite. Not quite. Now, I want you to think, if this were money, what would you call this? Let me put a dollar sign in front. There we go. Dollar sign in front. Now, you tell me, how much money is that? Yeah, 68 cents, right? You don't ever say 0 and 68 cents. I never go to Walmart, pick up a candy bar, go to pay for it, and have the lady at the counter or the man at the counter say, that will be 0 and 68 cents, please. They don't say that. What do they say? 68 cents. You don't say the 0, even though it's in front, because we need it as a placeholder. Because we know if you use a decimal point, you need to have digits, at least one on either side of the decimal point. Kind of hold it up, prop it up. But we ignore the 0 when we use word form right there when it's by itself. It's just 68 cents. Now, if you're not using money, the word cents gets turned into something else. It gets turned into hundredths. And just so you know, cent means 100. It's a prefix that means 100. Century, that's 100 years, right? Exactly. There used to be in the Roman army of thousands of years ago, centurions. And those were groups of soldiers that came in hundreds. Okay? Cent means 100. That's 68 cents. But this is 68 hundredths, THS, 68 hundredths. So keep that in mind. Don't ever write 0 and. It would be like this. Whoops. Word form. 68, that's with a hyphen, hundredths. There's no and. You don't use the word and. Just keep in mind, if you do not see the word and, that means you have a 0 in front of the decimal point. Okay? Let's try a different number this time. And today we're kind of using the odd arrangements, the odd numbers that are sometimes cause mistakes in writing and reading in word form. Let's try this one. There we go. Here's another one that presents some problems sometimes. Now, you know from yesterday that the comma right here says, speaks, it says 1,000. So this is, let's write it out together. 4,000. And after 1,000, because the comma says 1,000, we always put a comma after the word 1,000. 4,000. And then we're going to read what's in between our marks. This time it's a comma and a decimal point, like it's one whole number. 123. 123 with a hyphen or a dash. It looks like a dash. Remember, we don't say 123 because and is where that represents our decimal point, and we do not have a decimal point right here. Okay, 4,123, and then the decimal point, and the decimal point is and then we read what's behind the decimal point, just like it's one number. No, 006. How do you say that? Well, you don't say 006. You just don't say that. Just like you don't say 0 and 68 cents. If it's behind the decimal point and there are zeros in front, just don't even mention them. This is just 6. 006 is just 6. Okay? 4,123 and 6. And then 6 what though? What is that last place that I'm using? Because that names the location where I'm ending, and that name, that's the last word in word form. Thousands, THS. Okay. 4,123 and 6 thousandths. 6 thousandths. All right? Let's try yet another one. Let's go up to here. Filling in lots of zeros. Here we go. Can you work that? Pause and work that and see what you get. Okay, now we're back. Let's check and see what you got. Now, the key is this comma right here. We haven't talked about that yet. And this comma says thousand, this comma says million. Million. So 8 million is what you should start with. Did anybody get that? I bet you did. 8 million, comma after the word million because there's a comma that stands for million. And then, what is this? 022. Do I say 022? Of course not. You read that like it's a number, a single number by itself, not two numbers, okay? It's 22. 8,022 with a hyphen. 22 what? Name that comma. 1,000. And then name what's in between these two marks like it's one number. 005 is just 5. 2005. Again, not 2005. It's 2005. Then the and for the decimal point. And read everything behind the decimal point like it's one whole number. 16. And then the last word of word form, and you can't leave this off and be correct. The last word is the last place that's used in the number. Hundreds. There we are. 8 million, comma, 22,005 and 16 hundredths. That's what it is. It's that easy. Okay? Just keep in mind some basic things. Millions, that's what that comma says. Thousands, and you read the digits between marks. When I say marks, I mean commas and decimals, as if they're a single number by themselves. That's 5. That's 22. And back here on the end, that's 16. If you do that, you've got it made. Work today's practice, see how you do. I bet you're going to do a fantastic job. Good luck.